Welcome to Triple D Hot Takes, where we have Garrett Dietert, Kyle Dietert, and myself, Hank Dietert. Tonight's show, we'll be talking about the college football playoff, and that'll be the semifinals, as we'll discuss the recap of what happened last week in the quarterfinals and give out our offensive, defensive players of the week, along with going over some of the information about the matchups for this week and a little bit of over-under and then our picks. So, all right, welcome to the show, and Garrett and Kyle, take it away.
Oh, yeah. What an well, actually, it wasn't an exciting week at all. For a lot of fans out there, I feel like.
It was kind of for us, yeah, like, oh, that was tough.
Ohio State let us down. Texas Tech let us down. And then I thought Bama would do a lot better. But I guess not.
Yeah, it was like a lot of this.
And then
a lot of booing and hissing for us.
yeah, and then Ole Miss. Ole Miss is the only team I counted on, really. That was a great game.
Oh, yeah, that was a really good game. But
pure cinema.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll look at we'll bring in the recaps here, and we'll start off with that as well. So we'll get you here. All right. So, well, that's some of the information that Kyle put together. Nice graphic, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
great graphic.
Let's start off. You're going to start off with the Miami game?
Yeah, because it was the first game of that week.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio State.
It was the first heartbreaker of the week, right? Or of the,
Specifically for Garrett, big fan of Ohio State. So, yeah, well.
Yeah,
I know you cried yourself to sleep that night, but we got to the next day. So, all right,
we left it in 2025. And then Tech just disappointed us in 2026 to start the day. But anyways, Kyle, you want to go ahead and start us off with what your thoughts were of this game and everything?
Hey, all I got to say is Ohio State is most likely going to have the most most people drafted in the first round anyways. So, like, on paper, Ohio State should win the national championship easily. On paper, they have one of the best squads you can think of possibly on defense-wise. Defense for sure. I know they can. Their offense, yes, you have two players that are doing outstandingly great, right? Or, well, three. But, I don't know. I guess they just couldn't put up as much points as they needed to, really, in this game. It was strange seeing Ohio State down some of the game, really.
Yeah, I got you.
And I mean, my big take. I mean, it was a pretty disappointing end to the season for Ohio State. I thought Ohio State was the most dominant, most complete team, and on paper, I think they had the most talent, most number one draft picks, out of any team that was in the playoffs this year, or pretty much in college football. But yeah, I think the whole problem was Ohio State offensively couldn't get the ball moving in the first half. They couldn't score any points. They had some opportunities, missed opportunities. They came out firing in the second half, scored I think on the first drive to open up the half. And then there's moments, where Ohio State was really clicking and they had the momentum. They just couldn't. And then late in the game, they couldn't get the stop they needed to get the ball back and have a chance to go down and score. So overall, I think Ohio State looked very rusty, especially the first half, starting very slow. And, if they would have played four quarters like they did the third quarter, it could have been a different game. But shout out to Miami, man. Miami fans, I know, excited. This Miami team looked really good. I thought, especially defensively. That defensive line has some monsters, man. Bain back there, and the other guy that I forget his last name, man, those guys are some dogs. That box, that interior of Miami is really hard to beat, and I can understand why a lot of people, especially the second half of the season, were struggling to score against this Miami defense. But, before we get off in too many of these games, I still think that college football should get away with the first-round buys. I think the first-round buys are more harmful than helpful. When you look at, especially offensively, when you look at Ohio State, Texas Tech, Indiana was a bit of an outlier. But even Georgia started off a little rough, a little sluggish, but they kind of came back and made it a close game, had the lead at one point. But
Do you know?
Overall, I still think they need to get rid of the bye.
Do you know what honestly ticks me off is why don't they look at all the other sports in college and just stick to what they're doing basically when they get down to the playoffs? There's no buys or any of this, basically.
Yeah, I agree.
Usually you just jump straight into it. Like March Madness is okay, yes, it might be a blowout the first game you play, but you're jumping into it. You're not waiting.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they got 2 weeks in between the first round of the playoffs and the conference championships, and that's plenty of time. Even if a team doesn't make the conference championship, that's 3 weeks. That's more than enough time to be well rested and get prepared. So I think they should just do away with the bye. And personally, I think they should end the season right at New Year's. But I know the committee's got to talk about a lot of different things, and what they're going to change in the next year. But I think the season should end at the start of the year, and then we should have get away with the first round buys.
But
what really talking about what they need to do. They need to stop having the national championship on a Monday, but we play on Saturdays all year, and then all of a sudden we play on a Monday. It doesn't make any sense.
Hey, but you know what the committee's agreeing on, right? They're making more money, so they want the season to go longer in a way.
Yeah.
Because do you know how much money they're making off of college football? How much it brings in?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they could make that money in December, and then that way we don't have coaches leaving in the middle of the season. We don't have players sitting out or transferring all the time. So that way you open the transfer portal after the season's completely over.
Yeah,
but,
they put the deadline.
But, yeah, they put the deadline mark. Or, like, the start of the transfer portal is, like, January 2nd or something. I don't know. It's
but no, it ends on January 16th, I think it said.
Yeah,
I said there's no way. National championship is basically when it ends.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't like it. Then you got to wait till spring. So I think they have some changes they got to make. But yeah, that was my little tangent for the night. Overall, Miami did look really well. Miami did look really good.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Well, we can knock off the easy one. So okay, let's just jump straight in this easy talk. Alabama, Indiana. What do you have to say? Quick take.
Quick take. Yeah, no, Indiana just looked dominant. They looked more hungry, more eager. Like, they wanted to win this game more. It meant way more to Indiana than it did Alabama. It felt like, watching the game. I'm just really impressed with this Indiana team overall. Defensively, they're playing great. I mean, they got one of the top-tier defenses that no one's talking about. And then Fernando Mendoza in that offense stays consistent, moves the ball when they need to, scores when they need to. So, yeah, Indiana's a tough team to play. I wasn't completely sold on them in the beginning of the season. Now I am a little bit of a believer of Indiana. So, yeah, hats off to them, man. A lot of respect. Kirk Cinnetti's done a damn good job. So,
all right, and then I can just jump. I could jump straight in the next game. Garrett, good job. All right, Oregon and Texas Tech. Texas Tech's defense was amazing, outstanding. We knew that they were always this good. It was just how long can they hold off? This offense, Texas Tech offense, cannot do anything. We could not do anything, really. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Really bad.
Is that a credit to Oregon's defense, or is it, just saying that Texas Tech's offense was just not that good?
It's just
to be nice.
Not that good. See, I had this talk with Dad. I said, hey, Tech had all this preparation. They should have just went one-on-one defense versus offense the whole break, I thought, just to get our offense ready. I felt like for Tech. Well, go against our number one defense and number one offense. They just have a little scrimmage during practice, and just to get better. Our offense needs it.
Well, you would think, what do they say? You sharpen iron with iron. And, if your defense is that good and you did practice against your own defense, that should make your offense a lot better. But, nowadays you're more worried about somebody getting hurt when you do that. So, yeah. I can see why coaches don't do it.
But when you have that much preparation, I feel like, God, come on.
But we don't know what they did. I mean, we're not out there. I mean, I know you have apartments across the street from their practice field, but you hadn't been there to watch them. You've been here in Zorn, Texas. So, I mean, I don't think they did, though. So I understand, Kyle. But you would think that their offense would have been a lot sharper because of the way they had to practice against that great defense. So
yeah, but Tech better be excited for next year. We got a great quarterback coming in. He's supposed to be great. He's making more money than Sanders right now in the NFL, so you better be better than him at least. All right.
I mean, well, my quick take on this game. I mean, watching the game and watching Tech all year, Tech's defense has been dominant. Their offense has moved the ball really well and then struggle in the red zone. But the thing that stuck out to me is Tech's defense looked great in this game. I mean, they were doing everything they could to get Oregon off the field. They were getting fourth down stops. They were forcing field goals when they had to. But yeah, like you said, Tech's offense looked so bad, looked so flat. And it wasn't that, like, watching them all year, it wasn't that Oregon's defense is good, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like they were playing outstanding. It was more Tech just not executing, not just playing at a low standard, playing really bad offensively, especially that first half. And they just couldn't find any rhythm. So I think Tech was a team that really hurt from the bye, in my opinion, just because of how sluggish that offense looked. If Texas Tech wasn't coming off a bye, I don't know how that offense would have looked. But overall, this Tech offense was the reason they lost this game 100%. But yeah, hats off to Oregon, though. Dan Lanning's got a squad over there, man. They played hard. That defense is good, and they know how to move the ball. And yeah, Tech's defense could only do so much. I mean, they were giving everything they got. I mean, I was impressed watching the first half. I was like, holy cow. They got another fourth down stop. Like, God dang, come on, offense.
Well, if this was against any other team for Oregon, I mean, this would have been a 60-0 game at least, because of the way that their defense was holding, Tech. But yeah, any other game, but at least Tech's defense kept them in the game. I mean, most of the entire game until the very end when they went Olay and had to let them score just to try to get the ball back.
Yeah.
I mean, they forced turnovers. They did everything they could, man.
Yeah.
The Texas offense also gave up three first half turnovers, which is killer. Go ahead, Kyle. What about this Ole Miss Georgia game?
All right, game of the year for sure. That's easy, said and done. But I called it. I knew it straight up. You can't beat the same team twice. It's hard to do it in a year. But I told you Ole Miss has something special over there, and I knew they do because they had a great head coach. And they have a great quarterback right now. He's doing a phenomenal job. Great running back. I feel like this Ole Miss team has it all on offense. I feel like they could do almost anything. They have a great run. They have a great passing. Heck, great wide receivers that can catch the ball. A great accurate throwing quarterback. A lot better than Tech's quarterback. God, the accuracy was horrible in that game. But yeah, no, compared to this Georgia's team, it's a lot better. Because to play a good Georgia team like this was crazy to watch. Ole Miss I would watch out for Ole Miss. This is a dangerous team.
Yeah.
But I think the bye definitely hurt Georgia.
Yeah, I think Georgia played better than they did last year coming off the bye. I think they're a little more prepared because last year they had the bye and then they started even worse and then tried to have to fight back and couldn't do it. This year, I felt like Kirby Smart did a better job. They're a little bit more prepared. Obviously, it was a super close game. Georgia had the lead, I believe, going in the fourth quarter, and then Ole Miss ended up running away with it. But yeah, this rematch game, I mean, watching the first game, it was kind of like either team could win. It's just who's going to make the big play at the right time and, where the chips kind of fall. And I felt like the chips kind of fell in Ole Miss where they had a good opportunity late in the game to go down and score and take the lead, and that's kind of what happened. Georgia's defense didn't have an answer for that Ole Miss offense. Trinidad Chambliss made some big plays, so hats off to Ole Miss, man. Yeah, like you said, it's a scary team. And Trinidad Chambliss is playing at his best, and Ole Miss's defense is looking good. They're a scary team for sure. Let's go into helmet
I know we could sit here and talk about the recap all night. But
Kyle, you said that was one of the best games of the year, but I want to say in D1, one of the best games that I've seen in a long time was
last night,
Illinois State versus Montana State.
That was a good
game.
Going
to overtime, and then, man, you would have thought Illinois State was going to win it. They get the touchdown right away in overtime, but they get the extra point blocked. And then Montana State comes back in there and scores the touchdown.
And all they had to do, was to make the field goal.
Yeah, make the extra point. And, on the –
Hey, so, I thought the Montana State D1 FCS championship.
Yeah.
Champions.
They need to move up.
Yeah. I thought it was that was probably one of the best best games I've seen in a long time. So, I mean, seeing Illinois State coming back in that game was great too. That was just fun because they were down. If I remember right, it was either 21-7 or 21-0, and then you saw Illinois State come back and make a game of it, and that was just awesome. So, all right, Kyle, you ready to go into helmet stickers and the players of the week?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, easy. Chambliss, definitely offensive player of the week. He had a great passing statures, not a great completion rate, but he did a great job overall with this team to beat a heck of a Georgia team. This Georgia team had a great defense and everything, and he picked them off, it looks like, one by one. 362 yards passing. Completion rate, not so decent. Only 2 touchdowns. Not crazy statures, but to come up with a huge upset, like beating Georgia, is a great thing to have, for sure. And then Brandon Finney Jr., outstanding job for this young kid. Freshman, I believe. Yes, he is a freshman for Oregon, DB. They were talking about him, and he progressed throughout the whole season. He's gotten a lot better. He had 2 interceptions, and he had a fumble recovery and 6 total tackles. He did a phenomenal job. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, Brandon Finney, man, that guy was lights out against this Tech offense.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about how bad Tech's offense was, but this guy made the big turnovers, got Oregon in great field position. I know they got a couple field goals off some of those turnovers. So hats off to him, man. Heck of a job. As a freshman too, man. Heck of a job.
He's the one that got the pick against Mendoza when they played Indiana. It's the same guy. You know, he shows up in big games and made Mendoza that early part of that game, look bad. And man, he just picked them clean. I was amazed at what he did though against Tech. And, he's the player of the week on the defensive side of the ball.
Hey, the one over and under I remember from last week was this game, that Tech Oregon game, was going to have more than 3 turnovers, and I was right. But it went the wrong way.
I was right, like, oh. Yeah. And they were all 3 on Texas Tech, and was that the first half is right.
Well,
wasn't it?
And then Tech got a pick. We got a pick.
Tech got a pick,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But man, Trinidad Chambliss, like you said, played lights out. I already kind of talked about that. I mean, I was very impressed with how he played against Georgia. So very well deserving helmet stickers for the week, I believe.
All
right, let's go get into some of these matchups.
Oh man, you're already talking about matchups in the.
Are we doing impact
playoffs?
Players, or are we doing matchups first?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the impact players. I think they're going to have. These are the guys that we're going to see.
Because I know on the script I had it, lower, but it's fine.
Sorry. I didn't see that on the script. That I didn't read far enough down. Takes too long to read that.
I could jump into this, I guess, real quick. Yeah, Fernando Mendoza, number 1, definitely easy pick. First Heisman pick, or first Heisman. He won the Heisman. He's definitely going to go first round, most likely, in the draft. But yeah, he's a huge player and a huge, playmaker. He's a dual threat. He does it all, really. He's really smart with the ball, too. God, you could talk all day about this kid. He's phenomenal. He has great work ethic. It's just,
one thing I like to add about Fernando Mendoza is a lot of these quarterbacks nowadays try to be all these superheroes, make all these top tier plays. I liked how even against Ohio State, watching him and whatnot, and watching him in these games, he stays well composed in the posture. He takes the check downs. He doesn't try to do anything special sometimes. And then, he has his occasional big play moments, accurate passing, very consistent play. And he's not afraid to hit the check down, not afraid to, distribute the ball. So I really like that in a quarterback. I think that's an NFL style quarterback. And so hats off to him. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Dad, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say that, he doesn't try to do too much. You kind of stole some of my thunder. But
sorry,
no, you're fine. No, we were on the same track. And but one thing that he's somewhat a dual threat. I don't know what his rushing it, but I would take Trinidad Chambliss and a scrambling quarterback. But what these quarterbacks have learned to do, especially Fernando Mendoza and Trinidad Chambliss, that we'll talk about next, is that both these quarterbacks can throw on the move, and their accuracy is high, even when they're on the move. And in the NFL, in this level of college football, it's all fine and dandy when you got a nice little pocket and you can stand around and pick and yeah, that's easy. But when you have to go do this out on the run, I mean, that makes everything a lot tougher. Plus, you got hands in the face and things like that. And I think Fernando Mendoza's handled that well, along with Trinidad Chambliss. So, but I don't see Fernando Mendoza as big a threat with his feet. But he can run. I'm not saying he can't, but I think he's a bigger threat with his arm. And yeah, what else? I remembered one other thing I wanted to mention is I was watching the SEC broadcast in that network, and they were talking about the size difference that Indiana brought. Their offensive line isn't like huge compared to Alabama's offensive line, but that offensive line is very, very athletic, and they can move and they can get to spots that they need to keep these blitzing linebackers and the defensive backs coming in. They do a great job of that.
Yeah, agreed. Very much so.
Go ahead, Kyle. Trinidad, you wanted to talk about a little bit more?
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. The graphic says the semifinals offensive MVP. It should say Sugar Bowl MVP, offensive MVP. It says it all. And then the stats, I know you're all looking at, like, what the heck does that even mean? It's only the playoff stats. I didn't do their whole season stats. This is their playoff stats. So Fernando Mendoza, of course, he only played one game. So he's only going to have a little bit of stats compared to everybody else that had played 2 games before this.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there ain't much to talk about. You can read the stats and look at them, and it clearly shows that Chambliss is a dog. He's doing a phenomenal job. Great passer. 72.3 completion rate. He's doing a great job with their team. And I feel like they're on a roll right now. But yeah, Ruben Bain Jr., though, this Miami defensive end is a dog. We've talked about him all season. I've liked the way he plays. He moves faster than you think. For a big boy, he can move. And he's pretty athletic, too. He's crazy athletic. And, yeah, having 4 sacks right now out of the 2 games he's played is doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I agree, Kyle.
Yeah, and if Ruben Bain Jr. ain't picked in the top 5 of this next draft, I would be surprised. I mean, this guy's an absolute dog.
Oh, yeah.
Him and his counterpart, number 3, man. It's Celester or something like that is his last name. Anyways, that defensive line for Miami, I already mentioned it, but man, they are athletic, they're fast, and they're very physical. I mean, this defense for Miami as a whole, man, they know how to tackle and they hit hard. You know, watching that game, that's one thing that stood out to me. I was like, dang, these guys are some hard hitters. But yeah, what do we got? Ruben Bain Jr. and then also Dante Moore up there, man. Dante Moore. He's played some really good, consistent football as well. You know, you can group them all kind of similar to Fernando Mendoza, Trinidad Chambliss. You know, Dante Moore's played really well, really consistent. Obviously, he's putting up some good passing yards, his completion percentage as well. And, you know, he's doing a good job of, taking control of this offense, being the point guard of this offense, not trying to do too much, not trying to do too little. His deep ball accuracy is very impressive. I think that's something you got to watch out for, especially Indiana. That deep ball, he hits it really well. He's surrounded by a lot of talent offensively with his running backs all the way down to his tight end and receivers. So Dante Moore, man, definitely a big impact player to watch for.
Oh, yeah. The Orange Bowl offensive MVP. Yeah, he's a dog.
Yeah.
He's doing a phenomenal job. And then next you got Roman Himbai. I don't even know how to say that, but he's the workhorse. They're calling him the workhorse right now. He's doing a phenomenal job running the ball. He's definitely their bigger guy to get the tough yards really that they need to get the first down. He's doing a great job contributing for this offense. He's a phenomenal running back.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Finney Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon Jr., who we already talked about what kind of difference he makes for this Oregon defense. I mean, he's a lockdown corner, makes big time plays, getting the turnovers. So hats off to him.
Yeah, he's going to make impact, and we'll see how much of impact, because he did in the very first game against Indiana, and we'll see if he can do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're looking at for impact players now. Did you want to go to some of the stats, or did you want to look at?
We'll do playoff stats by player stats, and then we'll jump into team stats.
Okay.
Because team stats is all on one.
Right. I got you. Yeah. Well,
all right, Garrett. So I broke it up into playoff stats.
Well,
because I feel like the playoffs matter more than the whole season.
Well, let's go back to the bowl. Really, let's look at the times and everything real quick. This is the Verbo, Fiesta Bowl is going to be played on the ESPN on January 8th tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. That's our time, Central Standard Time, and then you have Oregon, Indiana, in the Peach Bowl, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Friday, January 9th at 6:30 on the ESPN as well. So in Atlanta, Georgia.
On Saturday, but it's okay.
I'm sorry?
No, I was like, they could have put these games on Saturday like all the rest of the college football season. But no,
they don't want to. They don't want to compete with the NFL.
Because they'll take all the NFL viewers. But anyways,
that's all predetermined, right?
Yeah.
And then and you look at how they got here too. I think Kyle did a great job of looking at how they got here. And
that looks good.
Yeah, good job, Kyle.
You know what's the crazy thing I think out of this whole bracket is that Miami barely got in the playoffs.
Right.
They barely made it in. It was like a split hair decision to let them in the playoffs, and now they're here in the semifinals. So
isn't that similar to Notre Dame last year though?
Yeah, no. Notre Dame was pretty much.
Yeah, Notre Dame was up there. I'll have to go back.
I thought Notre Dame was either 8 or 6.
Yeah, but they weren't like in the top 4. They didn't have a bye. They had to play on the road or as visitor team. So, to get there. So.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty cool. And shoot, you could even have thrown Notre Dame in this year. How interesting that would have been. But
yeah, you might have seen them right where Miami's at. But I think Miami's defense is really stellar. And, I think Trinidad Chambers is going to have a rough go.
Mesidor.
All right. Well, we could jump in to look at the actual stats.
Let's see what we got.
What do you got, Kyle? Well, let's see what you got. These are the player stats.
Of the playoffs. So, of each game they played in the playoffs. So these are their stats.
Say that again, Garrett.
Both of these teams have played 2 games. They had they played in the first round and second round. And now they are in the semifinals. So, just wanted.
But this is crazy, Garrett. Mark Fletcher Jr. doesn't have a rushing touchdown, but he has a receiving touchdown in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do you believe that though? He's put up numbers rushing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's ran the ball really well this year, and no rushing touchdowns. Well, Miami also hasn't scored too many, like from the 1 or 2, 3 yard line. They've been scoring a little further out.
Oh, and the reason why I know a lot of people are going to be commenting, I didn't put Tony on here because they've been shutting him down, really. He hasn't had much yards at all. I think the last game he played, he only had around 40 to 50. It was something very low for him to have.
Ohio State did a good job of bracketing him and making sure to keep him in check. I know some of the other Miami receivers kind of came through and made up some big plays, big catches when they needed to. So, but Malachi Tony was kept more in check. I know he got that rushing touchdown against A&M, and he's made some big plays over the playoffs. But I think a lot of defenses are kind of making sure to bracket him and lock him down.
Oh yeah,
Akeem Mesidor, that's the other guy. Akeem Mesidor and Reuben Bain on both sides of this defensive line, man. Insane players. You can look at their stacks. their sacks, their stats in general. I mean, they're key players for this Miami defense. And then you look at these linebackers, Jacoby Thomas and Moran Tor. Like these guys, man, they fly around, they make big plays. I think they make a lot more tackles, obviously because they're linebackers. Plus, they're a lot more. They're free, These
one's a DB.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I mean, just in general, this defensive line does a great job of occupying the offensive linemen. These linebackers, these DBs, they have a lot more opportunity to make tackles, especially after 1 or 2 yards. So, this Miami defense is really legit this year, I believe. At least they're playing really good at the right time. They're peaking at the right time. So,
yeah. When you compare, I'm going to go back to Fletcher though. With those numbers there in the playoff, Mark Fletcher's over 7 yards per carry. With those numbers and those stats. That's pretty amazing to me. If you get a running back over 7 yards, give him the ball. As much as you can. Miami did against Texas A&M, but his yardage.
Ohio State, he made some big time runs when he really needed to. When he got 10, 12, 15 yards at a time.
Yeah,
I think it was in the second half. That one drive, he had a 20-yard rush, which really hurt Ohio State.
Yeah, I got you.
Now, this Ole Miss defense, comparing it to Miami, is looking a little rough over here, and they've played about a similar competition. I feel like to get to this point on both sides of it. I feel like, and their defense isn't looking too crazy good though compared to Miami's stats. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, when you compare running back to running back, I'm going to go back to yards per carry. That Kewan Lacey, he's averaging 5 yards a carry.
But
with the numbers there right now in the playoffs, so I mean,
2 yards
per carry. 5 yards a carry. Yeah, that's about where you'd like to see a running back. I mean, anything over 4, you're good with your running backs. So they're doing their job. I mean, not necessarily just the running backs, but their offensive line is doing the job. But go ahead, Kyle.
Not to talk too much, but I was just gonna talk about Carson. All right, Carson Beck for a little bit. I mean, we haven't talked a lot about him,
right?
Even this whole playoff stretch. But I feel like he's done a really good job of managing the offense. You talk about someone not trying to be a superhero. I mean, Carson Beck's just laying low. He's hitting his check downs. He's making a few completions here and there. He's handing the ball off, not doing anything special. And I think he's actually playing really well and very consistent. He hasn't gave up turnover in the playoffs, which is huge for him. I mean, he's got no interceptions right now. He's playing extremely well. So yeah, hats off to Carson Beck, man. I'm impressed. I was waiting for him to throw a pick against this Ohio State defense, and
it just never happened.
So.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
So him, man. He made some good choices, good decision making for Carson Beck right now in the playoffs.
Yeah, and we all had our doubts about him, throughout the season, and we kept waiting for him to fall, but he never really has. I mean, he's had some bad games, or I shouldn't say bad games. He's had some games that are just not that good.
Yeah,
but they were, but he's still been able to make sure that they had an opportunity to win the game. I mean, he wasn't the one that put him in a bad position all the time, like some quarterbacks do. So
yes. That's for sure. He's kept them in the right position.
Right.
Plus, he came from Georgia, and he knows how to win. So. Hey, I'm telling you, he's a winner, man. He's got a really good win percentage. Anyways.
Now, Harrison Wallace III, I mean, he's been involved, quite a bit in the offense for Ole Miss. But, having only one touchdown, I would have thought I'd see, at least more, receiving touchdowns by him than just one in the 2 games they played.
Yeah. It's kind of shocking to see all these yards and hardly any touchdowns.
Yeah, right. But he's a possession receiver. We know that. But, that's usually the guy you want to go down to when you, when you have the opportunity. But, he has a lot of yards because he can make big plays. It's just not in the end zone.
It definitely seems like this Ole Miss is smart, though, that as soon as they get down to the goal line, we're not going to throw the ball. We're actually just going to pound it in and run it in.
Yeah, and the RPOs work great for him because of Chambliss's mobility. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he's got 2 rushing touchdowns and Quan Lacey's got 3. So
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. And the defensive front or the defense for Ole Miss. Yeah.
Perkins is doing a great job. He has 2 forced fumbles and 2 fumble recoveries within the same game. He got those 2. I'm pretty sure. Which was against, I want to say Tulane. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this defensive front for Ole Miss is good. I think they're solid. They've given up a little bit more than some of these other defenses, like when you compare to Miami, Indiana, Oregon. I think Ole Miss might have they don't have the advantage on the defensive side compared to these other 3 teams who have top-tier defenses. But, I still think they play well. They make big-time plays. They make sacks when they need to. They cause a lot of havoc. So it'll be interesting to see them go against this Miami offense who's not very flashy, very maintain control offense, and see what this Ole Miss defense can cause some havoc and see if they can get some turnovers and such going. So,
right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, next up,
Jumping to the next stats.
All right. You want to see
speed this up.
All right. So, all right. What you wanted to see all the stats or
no, the next game.
Player stats.
No, Oregon and Indiana. And then we'll do team stats last. And Garrett could tell us about the rankings and stuff.
Okay. Well, we'll get there.
Since he wants to talk about it already.
Oregon and Indiana, the Big Ten all over again, huh?
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go, Mr. Big Ten.
Yeah, Garrett. Sorry about your Ohio State Buckeyes, but they laid a big.
He'll get over it.
Well, they didn't play bad. It's just,
hey.
Not good enough. They didn't play good.
When we end the show, we'll talk about one team after. But
right,
go Garrett.
But yeah, I mean, the thing about this is Oregon's played 2 games. Indiana's played 1 game so far because they had the bye. So that's why Fernando Mendoza, 192 yards, 89 rushing yards. Yeah, for the 89 rushing yards and 99 rushing yards for this Indiana backfield, both of them combined. Between Hemby and Black, I mean, that's impressive stuff. Indiana's able to run the ball.
But every time I looked up during the game, I swear they had a rushing touchdown. I said, "What?" Like it was either one of these running backs scoring.
Oh yeah,
they were running all over them.
They put up almost 200 rushing yards against Alabama's defense. I mean, it's hard to win games when you, or it's easy to win games when you run for over 150 yards. That's for sure. So, hats off to this Indiana offense in their first game. Definitely some big time playmakers. And hey, I'm just gonna say it. Lots of credit to that offensive line. When you look at over 150 rushing yards and the quarterback's throwing for 192 with an 87% completion rating, that screams offensive line is taking care of their job. Quarterback's got time to throw. They're creating lanes. This Indiana offensive line, like you said that earlier. They're quick, they're fast, they're aggressive, and man, they're doing a heck of a job. And I think that's the main reason this year. The difference between last year's Indiana team to this year's Indiana team is that offensive line, 100%.
Oh yeah,
and maybe their defensive line too. But this offensive line is so much better, so much improved, and they're doing a great job offensively.
Hey, and I know Oregon has played 2 more games, or played 1 more game than Indiana did, but. Hey, this defense is looking pretty good for Oregon. Even though they played JMU and then, they played Texas Tech, duh. But yeah, this defense is looking pretty good with their tackling. They're actually really good at tackling. They had one of the highest tacklers in the NCAA. Him and Rodriguez were up there, which is, I can't even, Bryce. I can't even read his last name, but yeah. Yeah, he's their tackle leader for. I'm pretty sure he's the tackle leader of all right now, of everyone, unless you look at a smaller school that plays no one. But yeah,
I mean, against JMU, that Oregon defense played dominant in the first half. Second half, they kind of let up a little bit, in my opinion. But against Texas Tech, Oregon defense was lights out. I mean, it was a mix between. Obviously, like we said, Tech playing bad, and then Oregon's defense just playing really well. And then, Dante Moore, we already touched on a lot earlier. And his receivers, Malik Benson around him making big time catches, big time plays. That deep ball accuracy is something to really watch out for from Dante Moore. I think Benson's one of his favorite targets. I mean, that's why he's got 170 yards on 10 receptions. I mean, what is that, Dad? Like 17 yards per catch. So
Yeah.
that's that says a lot about this offense and what they're able to do, especially when it comes to throwing the ball down the field.
Yep. Yeah, and well, I mean, yeah, their offense was able to do, make big plays when they absolutely had to in a lot of third down situations where Tech could have got off the field. And it was third. Now, they didn't do fare so well on fourth downs, but because Tech stopped them, I think 3 out of the 4 attempts. So, I mean, they have that uncanny ability to play. I mean, they look more like a pro-style team when you watch Oregon play, and and always a little bit of a flair with it. But their offensive line still, it's the teams with good offensive lines and great defenses collectively that do well in the playoffs. And right now, that's what you're seeing between all 4 of these teams, and we're going to see that in the next finals game, in the championship game. We're going to see the 2 best defenses and the 2 best offensive lines in my eyes, because all 4 of them have those aspects and those parts of the puzzle put together, and it's going to be which of those is going to play the best and execute the best.
So you're telling me the teams that win in the trenches between the offensive and defensive lines?
Yeah,
that's crazy concept.
Yeah, if you don't know that, if you wouldn't
it's
know that.
It's almost like I hear it every morning from Nick Saban on game day. You got to win the offensive defensive line battle.
Right.
Just saying, these teams have done it, and that's why they're still in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a matter of, it's one thing saying it, it's another thing doing it. That's always the case, because it comes down to execution and being able to do the little things. Like when your defensive line, knows how to do the rip or swim move and get around players, or spin moves, and doing it the right way, and have the schemes and be able to do that, following the schemes, slapping the hand off of, get the slapping the offensive lineman's hands. And then if you're on the other side, offensive line knows how to deal with those type of moves, and deal with it at that time and that moment in time, who's going to do best, and that's going to tell you who's going to come out ahead. And it's not going to be because the defensive back, got 2 interceptions in a game, and that has a lot to do with that offensive line and the defensive line, whichever fails. That's why you have to hurry the ball up and throw it in a place you didn't want to throw it. So, hey, Kyle, I like your shirt there. I didn't even mention that. I like that Texas Tech Big 12
championship.
Hey, at least you're champion.
Oh, y'all
something.
can't even see it.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah, nice. So, all right. And now you wanted to look at the and that's going to be the matchup between Indiana and Oregon. So
yes. Now we look at
some of the players that you want to see.
Team stats.
So, yeah. Now we'll go over to team stats and of everybody. Hey, look at that Triple D hot takes.
I'm making sure it's updated.
Well,
yeah, it is. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, all right, Kyle, go ahead. You put this together.
Oh, Garrett loves talking about this stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to say, you put this together.
I know I did, but
I mean, go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a thing that stands out with us is definitely looking at Miami's points against. 13.1 is a phenomenal job. His defense is definitely doing their job. It's just their offense is struggling, I feel like. Their offense has picked it up, but they just need to keep going, keep scoring more, really, and keep keep their offense off the field. So their defense is doing a great job of that, really. And basically, Miami is right now they're controlling the offense, like the possession of the ball. Really, they're doing a phenomenal job, just tiring out these defenses, really, so they could go down and score as much points as possible. And giving their defense a lot of breaks definitely helps out with that, keeping them more likely or more unlikely for them to have cramps and stuff like that.
Yeah, these are season stats too. So, and you're putting these together with the rankings and all. But I always feel like the teams that can, I mean, Garrett, you're probably the same way, is that the teams that can control the line of scrimmage and run the ball on the offensive side have a better opportunity. But I think Miami's rushing yards are a little bit deceiving because they've really bumped that up here in the playoffs. And so, you know, right now their rushing yards is still, even if you go back and look at the player stats, you know, with Miami, if you go back and look at Fletcher, you know, that we talked about earlier, I mean, 262 yards in those two games. I know that comes up to 131 yards a game. That's still not bad for just one player. So
no, that's really good.
Yeah.
In college football, yeah, I'll take that all day.
If I had more time, I could break down the two games and give you all the total passing offense averages and all that. But I didn't have much time.
You know, yeah. Go ahead, Garrett. I'll let you talk. I'll shut up.
Well, no, I think Kyle hit the hammer on the, hit the nail on the or whatever.
Hammer on the nail, yeah.
Yeah, he hit the hammer on the nail. Yeah, I mean, this Miami defense is playing lights out, not allowing a lot of points. We've seen that kind of all season. But I think the thing that, like, in my opinion, it's like Miami relies a lot on their offense having a long possession, scoring points, but taking their time, not doing anything too fancy, flashy, not putting up a lot of stats. But they're giving they're letting their defense kind of carry them into the second half, and then the second half, that's when Mark Fletcher and this offensive line really starts dominating, dominating the line of scrimmage, taking that time of possession even more in the second half. I mean, we saw it against Ohio State. They pretty much started running the ball the second half, took a lot of time. Ohio State didn't get a chance to have another possession, and that's how they win the football game. So they play very slow, very controlled, let the defense take care of business, take the points when they can on offense, and then run the clock out, run the ball in the second half. So that's going to be a very interesting matchup against a team like Oregon, because Oregon is not like that one bit, in my opinion. And that's why Oregon is third in passing yards all season, because they throw the ball down the field, they take big chances, they score fast. Their rushing yards is still solid, I think, from Ole Miss all year. You know, Kwan Lacey's played great all year. And, you know, they score a lot of points. Ole Miss scores a lot of points. They do well offensively. They score quick, which is kind of the complete opposite of what, like, this Miami team wants and hopes for. So it's going to be who's going to play whose style of game and who can do it better.
And who's really going to slow down that time, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's all they had to do against Tech, it seemed like. All you had to do, once you got to a point, you're like, well,
I mean,
like, just start slowing the game down, really.
When it was 14-0, yeah, they really started to slow it down.
Yeah. That's all you got to do, really. Just start slowing it down. Don't give the other team really a chance, really. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I will say that, like, well, I was just going to say, yeah, and if Ole Miss starts connecting on some of these passes down the field, you know, if they're getting 20, 30 yards at a time, and this Miami defense has to be constantly running up and down the field, you know, it's going to tire them out. They're not used to that. They don't like that style of play, in my opinion. So if Ole Miss is able to connect on some of these downfield shots and, you know, move the ball down the field like they usually do. Watching the Ole Miss game against Georgia, it was like, all right, 20-yard pass here, 30-yard pass here, 15-yard, you know, it's like, bang, 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 run the ball, bang, 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 you know. So
right.
If Miami has to play that kind of style of game, then they're going to be running up the field a lot, and they're going to be worn out. But,
yeah, I think their defense has showed up, though, and, you know, if they can go as fast as they want, that means just more time for the ball for Miami, because I still think Ole Miss is going to have a lot of 3-and-outs. So,
yeah. Well, it starts with the defense line because they get a sack. You know, that kills the Ole Miss drive. So
yeah. So anything that stands out, I think if you look at just defensive, you know, points against, when you look at that, you know, for Indiana and Miami being the two top teams out of the four, you know, one ranked second and the other ranked fourth, I think, you know, to me, that's going to be, you know, an indicator of what may be to come. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we already know who 1 and 3 were: Ohio State, Texas Tech, and then you got Indiana, Miami, and Oregon at 6. So it's like, wow, all these teams in the playoffs have the best defense. It's crazy.
Hey, But I think Ohio State still finished the year right now number 1.
Yeah, overall
Yeah, they're gonna
defense.
have the
Yeah.
best. Yeah, they have one of the best defensive stats of any season. So,
Yeah. All righty, man.
but yeah, okay. We talked a little bit about Miami, Ole Miss, Indiana, Oregon. I don't have much to say. I think both these stats are kind of, they're good stats. Don't get me wrong. A lot of rushing yards, good defenses.
A lot of points.
It's going to be when you talk about a battle in the trenches, the time they played the first matchup, this is a rematch game. It came down to who was going to win in the trenches, and then Fernando Mendoza makes a big play. They score. They take control of the game, and then they run. I think they run out the clock, end up scoring a field goal or something, and then Oregon barely has a chance to score. So it comes down to who's going to control the line of scrimmage, and then who's going to make that big play in the fourth quarter and be able to win the game. Kyle, you got any thoughts on that?
Hey, this is gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah.
What?
Which
Looking at their points for, like, it just, like, add them up. That would be a crazy 79 points the total. Nah, that would be wild. That would be wild.
Yeah, and
it will be low scoring.
Yeah, that's for the season, so I don't take that into account. I look, like I said, I'll look at the points against.
Hey, but Indiana did put up some points.
Oh yeah, There's no doubt.
It was like, I'm pretty sure the first time they played, it wasn't that high scoring. It was in the 20s for both of them. Right? I swear it was like 31-21 or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe 34-24. I mean, which is, I guess, a little high score, but in my mind, it was a pretty defensive game.
The first time they played?
Yeah. Do you have the number?
Yeah, I'll go look. Are y'all ready to? Are you almost done with this segment or nah?
Well, like I said, I think for the seasons, I still think Ole Miss tries to race you. They're going to try to race to the end zone, hurry up, get there, score, and hope their defense can stop them more than what Ole Miss would score. So they want to outscore them, not stop them from scoring as much. And that's what I think Ole Miss.
I mean, if they execute, they got a chance, man. If they can pull it off, then that would be.
Yeah, well, they
had this Miami team running and having to score from behind. I think Miami would struggle having to score from behind.
Well, that
in my opinion,
that 39-34. I mean, that's pretty high scoring at this point. But I think that's because you had a lot of possessions, and you saw them race up and down the field. So.
Oh yeah, but like College Game Day says, Ole Miss is the most explosive team. The highest, what is it? Plus 20-yard plays. Ole Miss has it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They have the highest, whatever you want to call it, by 20 plus like yards.
Yeah. Or yards. Most explosive yards.
Yeah.
Georgia's not far behind it either. So both of those teams, that matchup was kind of how you knew how that game would go.
Game of the year.
20 plus matchups, stuff like
that. Great game. Came down to the wire.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Oh yeah, Indiana and Oregon when they first played each other, it was 30-20.
30-20.
Indiana was the underdogs,
and I think Indiana scored, to get to 30 in that quarter towards the end. So
yeah, they scored 10 points in the fourth quarter to Oregon 7. Yeah,
that's kind of what I thought. So yeah, a lot of points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
that in the first.
And y'all wanted to talk about some over/under predictions?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go into
the fun segment. If anybody's still watching.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had any comments to know yet.
Really?
So yeah, I haven't.
Oh.
Usually somebody chimes in and says hello, but don't even have a hello. So if you're out there, just wave at us, give us
Where's
a hello.
Cooper? Where's Kaylee Dieter?
And Miguel. We hadn't seen Miguel either. So it's like what? All right, so we'll go over here and we'll look at the we got the over-unders. So, Kyle, tell us a little bit about this. What's your first one here?
Okay, yeah, combined passing yards, both teams, 585. What do y'all think?
For your benchmark for combined?
Yes, both teams. It says it.
Yeah, I'm for passing yards. I say under for passing yards.
I'll take the under for sure.
Yeah.
Are y'all?
For 585 and passing yards, that means they're going to be well
I think
over
they'll be lucky to get 200 each.
Yeah.
Chambliss,
yeah, 250 each, maybe.
Chambliss has put up 362 against Georgia.
But he hasn't played Reuben Bain.
Yeah.
But he played Georgia. Oh my God, Georgia's defensive line was better than y'all think.
So yeah, going back to that,
too, man.
you know, yeah, you're looking over passing yards per game. Yeah, there's some that are pretty high, but not at this stage.
Even if you combine them, I don't even think it does it. No.
Yeah, so give me the under. What are you taking, Kyle?
I'll take the under then.
Wow.
Can't change your
Go
mind
with your
now.
gut, man. If that's what you want, if you feel like, yeah, and I just showed you.
Chambliss is about to put up 585 passing yards by himself.
No, I don't see that. Now, if you would have said that was combined yardage for both teams of all yardage, total yardage, I might have.
Total yardage.
I might have. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they'll hit 600.
So in Miami Ole Miss, you're saying total turnovers. Ooh, that's
3?
a tough one. 3.
You know what I'm going to take? I'm going to take the under again. I don't think they'll give up 3 turnovers this game. I think Ole Miss might have 1 or 2.
Yeah,
but I think Carson Beck's playing really good, making good choices. I'm taking the under.
I see a couple more fumbles in this game, so I'm going to go over. I'm going to say over. Yeah, I think
Fletcher's going to lose the ball once or twice.
Yeah, or a receiver.
I like living life on the edge. I'm going to take the over.
You're going to take the over, but I am there with you, Kyle. That's a tough one.
Hey, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
You know, some of these receivers not holding on the ball high and tight, causes fumbles.
So Ole Miss rushing touchdowns. Yeah.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going over on that one.
Nah, I'm going under again. 3 in a row, I'm going under.
You're saying that Miami's going to keep them from scoring the rushing touchdowns. Didn't they have 3 against Georgia alone? So,
I'm still taking the under.
Yeah, so
I think they'll at least get 1. I don't see them getting 2. All right, what do we got next? We're looking at this Oregon-Indiana game.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Indiana total offensive yards.
These are fun. I know what I'm taking for this one. I'm going under all the way.
You're going under?
Yeah, 100%. Defensive game, low scoring. Give me the under.
God.
Relying all on these defenses. Man.
All right, I'm going under then. Screw it. Dad?
What do you think? Indiana total offensive yards over 425.
Indiana total offensive yards. Yeah, I'm going under.
No comments?
No comments. They're gonna have big yardage, but I don't think it's gonna be more than like 400. So that I would have said, if you'd said 400, I might have. I don't know, but I'm saying under.
Total points scored.
I'm just saying we're hyping up these defenses and we're hyping up this offensive line. And next thing we know, Indiana and Oregon are going to have a dang shootout. We're going to be like, what the heck, man?
IG. Total points scored.
I'm going under. Defense wins championships. Give me the under. They hit 50 their first game, so 55 this time. I'm taking the under.
This is total points.
Total points.
Yeah, it was 20 to 30 the first time, so that's 50. And now they're saying 55, or now you're saying 55. I'll take the under.
Yeah.
I'll take the under then. Yeah, that makes more sense.
I'm going to take the over. You know why? Because I think Indiana's going to score even more points. I mean, they may score close to 40.
What are they going to put in?
I just don't think. I think with the really good offense, which Tech didn't have, I think they'll buckle under pressure because Indiana's defense will hold them. So I'm going to go over.
All right, good call.
Total turnovers, both teams.
Two
Over.
total turnovers.
Over.
Dad?
Oh, total 2. Yeah, I'm going over. I'm saying 3 is always the tough one. The 2 is tough, but I think there'll be 2 turnovers. There's no doubt.
This is a really tough one because I believe both these teams don't turn over the ball a whole lot, play pretty consistent, pretty solid overall fundamental football. So 2 turnovers to me, I mean, that's a toughie because that could be either way. But I agree with y'all. I'm taking the over. It's my one over that I'm picking. All the rest are unders. For me, at least. But
yeah, that's just the way you like to see it.
I can't believe it's 30 already.
It's wow.
Let's talk about our records and make our picks, huh?
God, I thought we're going so slow.
Oh, you're going so slow, Kyle. What's wrong with you, Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle, think fast.
You gotta think fast. So, yeah, there is. There we are. So, y'all wanted to see the Pick'em records, so there they are. I've fallen behind in the postseason. I'm only 1 game back, of y'all. So
I feel like we're missing 2 games, but it's fine.
Well, Kyle, you calculated it, so we'll blame it on you.
I did it on Sunday, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we know that you were a little under
Sunday
weather,
or Saturday, one of the 2.
So we all have been, so here and there, right? Okay, so that's the Pick'em record. Let's go.
All right. It's time to shock the nation.
No, you're going to shock the nation. Miami
All
versus
right, Dad, lead us off.
Mississippi, huh? Well, man, I'm going. I don't know what it is. I like Ole Miss. I think they're good, but I'm taking Miami on this one because I think Carson Beck. I like what Garrett had to say about Carson Beck and what he's done to manage the team and be a good manager and not put him in a bad position. So I think I'm going to go with Miami on this one. I don't know if we got anybody picking out there with us, so I haven't seen anybody yet. So who's next?
We are live, right? No, we are. I'll
Kaylee.
Never mind.
Kaylee.
Kyle?
Oh, easy.
Kyle, you want to make your pick?
I'm going with the Division II national champion. I'm going with Ole Miss.
Going with
Going with Chambliss.
I knew you would pick that. You stuck with the SEC
Hey.
team.
Hey, they pulled it off last week.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
I mean,
y'all both had Ole Miss and I had Georgia, but I was this close to winning it. So.
But you didn't win.
I'm close.
Hats off to Ole Miss, though. I mean, shoot, losing Lane Kiffin, all this dramatic, all this big news surrounding them, and then the way they've played in this playoffs has been really impressive. I like the way Ole Miss is playing. But I don't know if their offensive line could handle Ruben Bain and Mesidor. I mean, watching them last week, I was so impressed. I thought this Miami defense was hard-hitting. I think Carson Beck, if he doesn't make mistakes, no turnovers, plays well in his offense like I was talking about earlier, just hit the check downs, make a few plays here and there, nothing crazy. Mark Fletcher takes control of this game in the second half. Give me Miami with the upset.
Oh, man.
They're favored. Right, give me Miami. No SEC team is making the national championship this year.
Ooh, yeah.
2 years in a row.
Interesting. Yeah.
What? Bull crap.
It was Ohio State, Notre Dame last year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so a rematch for the ages. Let's see. Can you beat a good team twice?
Easy. I'm going with the red team. I got Indiana. Fernando Mendoza and this running offense. Last week watching them, they put up a statement win.
Yeah, how can you?
They said they're not playing around.
What happened to you? Can't beat a good team twice in a season.
Nah.
You can.
Oregon? Nope. They're trash.
Kyle.
All I'm saying is
team's trash. Not at this point.
They beat Tech. What are you talking about?
They didn't beat Texas. No, I'm joking.
All I'm going to say is, I think it was, 2 years ago, before the 12-team playoffs, Oregon loses to Washington during the regular season, plays Washington in the Pac-10 championship to pretty much go to the playoffs, and they lose twice. And I thought, ain't no way a Dan Lanning team from Oregon can lose twice to the same team in the same season. But this Indiana team can run the ball. Their offensive line is playing, I think, the best out of all the college football, out of all the teams left. I like that defense. I think I'm finally sold on Indiana. Give me Indiana for a win and them to go to their first national championship.
Hoosiers!
Hoosiers. So,
That is a dog, man.
The Hoosiers are back.
oh man.
Hey, to be fair though, Dan Lanning's a pretty cool dude. I like Dan Lanning actually. He's a good coach.
Hey,
So you're not going
Kurt
with
Cinetti is the best coach right
So,
now.
Hey, what does a Hoosier sound like? Anyways.
I don't know. Someone shooting a basketball? No, I don't know.
Hoosiers. We'll have a dribbling, man. So, all right. So yeah,
It's a
like
basketball school anyway.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Whoa.
Well, they're about to be in the. They're playing to go to the Natty, bro.
Yeah, there's the basketball hit. All right, there we go. I'm going with the Hoosiers, man. They've sold me on everything they do from the coach all the way down to Mendoza, Coach Segan.
They sold me.
Yeah, they
Are
sold
you going
me,
to get
man.
yourself an Indiana T-shirt now?
Yeah, I might have to,
God,
right?
God, no.
I might have to just to piss off Garrett. How about that?
No.
Yeah. But I'm taking Indiana all the way. They're going to win the national championship, and no matter who they play, I don't care if it's Miami or not. But I'm saying it's going to be the Hoosiers in Miami that you're going to see, and you see a 10th seed that barely gets in play a number 1 seed, and and the number 1 seed will win. So,
Hey, hats off to Indiana. I mean, they were the only team in the past 2 years that have won coming out of the bye week. So
yeah,
that's pretty impressive stuff, man. They got a hell of a squad. I'm impressed.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very impressed. Finally, I'm sold on them. It took me until last week to be like, okay, maybe Indiana is that good.
I believe this is definitely the number 1 ranked team for sure by now. Yeah, we could all see that.
Yeah.
I love Ohio State lost.
Yeah. So that's our picks. I think real quick, I wanted to go back and get back to showing the
bracket.
We can show the bracket if you like. The games.
The games to watch.
Wow.
Okay, yeah.
Show that, and then wow, bam! There we are, and yeah, that's tomorrow night. Do you think that's too early, or you think that's just right? I like to see it at 7:30 Central Standard Time, but as opposed to 6:30 Central.
Oh, that's perfect.
Well, they gotta,
You gotta imagine it's 5:30.
Hey, it's after 5 o'clock.
Actually, yeah, it's 5:30 in Arizona. I mean, come on now.
5:30 in Arizona. Yeah,
It's 5 o'clock
Yeah,
somewhere.
they could have played it.
I mean, California
6:30,
though. What is it? California is 4:30. So, yeah. I'd rather see it at 7:30, but I'm not going to complain. That's nitpicking.
Could have played them both on Saturday, but it's so good.
And then, so wonder who had this set up. None of us picked this to be the Final Four for sure. So.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking at Tech.
Oh well, Indiana. I had Indiana going this far.
Yeah,
if any of them.
Yeah, I would. One team out of the 4 that are there, but out of all of them, we knew James Madison. Sad to say, but they played Oregon. I still think if you follow what James Madison's did in that second half on offense, if you follow that game plan, I think you'd have a good chance, especially with now Indiana having a good offense. So we'll see. Yeah. All righty, man. Well, the next show will probably be our last show, right? That will be showing the championship, the natty.
Yeah.
The natty.
And then NASCAR.
And then NASCAR, college basketball hoops. We'll be doing March Madness again and some NHL and maybe a little bit of NBA come in there.
If the Spurs are doing good still.
Yeah,
the
Spurs are going to be there, man. The Spurs will be there. I mean,
the Spurs go.
That's for sure. If you ask me, I think the Spurs will be. So,
shoot. Hey,
shoot what?
We could maybe do the little Winter Olympics show.
How much do you know about Winter Olympics?
Well, we could do the hockey Olympics.
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah. So,
some of us have things to do.
Right. That's a lot.
Some of us have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
This is a full-time job or part-time.
This is
part-time.
Yeah, it is. Is it? Hey, and we want to make sure to thank the viewers out there. We had the viewers. Our viewership went up quite a bit. We need some more subscribes and likes in there.
Please.
So, hey, Kyle, are you back there somewhere?
Yeah.
There you are. Oh, there you are. All right. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe, like, and we've been on Facebook as well. And Facebook still has us on there, so that's good. Last week we got bumped off there for whatever reason. So, all right.
Can I make a statement?
Go ahead. Last words for the night.
If Arch Manning begins the season how he ended the season, put him in my top 10 for Heisman next year.
Yeah.
Top 10?
Garrett, did you see the stats he put up?
Top 10's easy. Top 10's easy. I thought you were going to say Heisman favorite.
I don't know about easy anymore, Garrett.
Yeah, not
top
anymore.
10? Arch will start the season top 10 in the Heisman poll, 100%.
Dude, Garrett, did you see him in the Michigan game? He had 221 passing yards with 2 touchdowns, 155 rushing yards with 2 touchdowns. That's a great way to end the season.
I agree. I'm just saying he's going to be in the top 10 for the Heisman. He's going to be in the top 5 for Heisman next year coming into the season. So.
Did you see the sad news, though? His roommate left and went to Oklahoma.
That's pretty funny, man.
Dad, did you hear about that? Parker Livingston, he transferred to Oklahoma.
Yeah, I guess he didn't throw him the ball enough. I don't know.
Dude, I don't understand that. How are you best friends with the man, and he's like your number 1 target, and you just leave? He was giving you the ball.
It was. I think that whole thing was related to NIL, and Texas didn't want to give him NIL money.
Yeah, but it makes no sense. He's getting the stats he needs to go to the next level, really. Arch Manningham is giving him the ball.
Yeah, but if you can make more than what you would make as a pro anyways, what's the difference,
But
who was the comparison, Kyle, that you showed me?
Sanders?
Yeah.
How our quarterback for Texas Tech is going to be making more than Sanders in the NFL.
Yeah, $5 million. Yeah. Well, thanks to Cody Campbell and Mr. Sellers there that they put together the Matador Club, which is basically now turned into. And they had to move it into the Red Raiders. So, and they had a lot of talk about Red Raiders, and that alumni group that backs up Texas Tech. I mean, that's why you got to watch out for Texas Tech, SMU next year. I think those are some of the teams that are going to even emerge more.
Patrick Mahomes helps us out a lot.
Yeah,
he does. He donates a lot.
There's no doubt in my mind, that. Yeah, when you have somebody of that stature, just for the mere fact of his name, I mean, he doesn't even have to make monetary contributions, and he still has an impact on the publicity that Texas Tech gets and the recruiting. Oh my God, that's a key. So,
all right, we can talk about this after the show.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's what people like to hear too. So,
yeah,
but that's our show tonight. We're glad you could join us here, and we hope you get to comment along the way. We thank the viewers for giving us our highest viewed show last week. One of the best shows we had as far as numbers go, and keep coming in and keep watching us. we'll bring you something different every week. So stay tuned for us to be next week. So, all right, guys, say your goodbyes.
See you.
All right. From Zorn,
Thank
Texas. Sure. From Zorn, Texas. And from Dallas, Texas. We wish you a wonderful evening. And adios, Maskut, and Auf Wiedersehen. Freeze frame.